All right then. Super, super quick show from yours truly here. Just make sure this sound check is working nice and clearly. It's been a while, isn't it? It's been a while since I've done one of my famous predictions. I'm probably the worst predictor of all time, but I'm going to give you guys a legit prediction. Okay, I think a few of you have clocked on, yeah, that for some of these Tyson Fury fights, I'll be giving you guys crazy predictions, innit? And a few of you started to clock on what be going on these Tyson Fury predictions, man. I picked against Fury in his last 4 fights for reasons which we'll talk about in a minute, but I'm giving you a real prediction. So the real prediction is no piss taking, legit, everything above board, you know. This isn't going to be like my Dillian White to beat Tyson Fury prediction that we made the other day. Yeah, Dillian White by mind games. I'll give you guys the real prediction, yeah? Well, the last real prediction I gave you guys was was Amir Khan and Kell Brook. Let me get to the point of it, all right? 18 in the chat. Oof, more than I thought would turn up to see this. If you're just coming in, please hit the like button because we've got 19 of you here in the first minute and there's no like button. So please hit the like button if you can. Yeah, that'd be great. Right. Yeah, Eddie Hearn's all crying about Sky aren't promoting Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Oh, he doesn't need to worry about Sky. I'm promoting it tonight. And we know there's no bigger network here. There's no bigger promoter of boxing than Ultratech Sports. So he doesn't need to worry about Sky not promoting this fight. I'm promoting it. In fact, I might be covering it live. I've already had my midday sleep. So I'd say there's a 7 out of 10 chance that I'll be covering this fight live tonight. Get your predictions in the comment section right now. Who do you think is going to win, Taylor or Serrano? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give it to you real and raw, yeah? I think Katie Taylor's going to win this fight. Unanimous decision. Very, very wide unanimous decision, all right? Now, this could come back to haunt me. I did watch Amanda Serrano's last fight. I think she last fought on the Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley undercard. Is that correct? Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley undercard. Yes, Amanda Serrano punches incredibly hard. She punches incredibly hard. Yes, she does have the power, yeah, to potentially get Katie Taylor out of there. But a few people now are beginning to clock on to something that I've been saying for the last 6 months. And that is, do you know the difference between the 3-minute round and the 2-minute round? This is why I do videos. Remember that video I did? I get up. You know that video I did? I got a lot of stick for that video called, you know, what was the one about? Can you really know boxing if you've never done any training? I got a lot of heat for making that video. Can you really know anything about boxing if you haven't done any training? There's a massive difference between a 2-minute round and a 3-minute round. Trust me, it's massive. For me, anyway. I do a lot of 2 minutes. When I do my light and medium sparring, I'm doing a lot of 2-minute rounds. 3-minute rounds in the ring, completely different. Completely fucking different. It's a different sport. People have this fight. What I think might happen with this fight is, I think this fight might be the fight that finally drums it in that for women's boxing to really be on the same level as men's boxing, or to take women's boxing to the next level, we really do need to start seeing 3-minute round fights, because we've got some big fights in the women's division. We've got some big fights. We've got Taylor and Serrano tonight, and we'll talk about Shields and Marshall in a second, because apparently they wanted to announce that on Monday, but we'll talk about that in a second. So there's some big fights happening, yeah, in the female division. But I think people are making the mistake of not understanding the difference between 2-minute rounds and 3-minute rounds. It's massive. It's almost to me, that's almost a different sport. And that's the reason why, like I said before, don't see a lot, from what I've seen, you don't see a lot of stoppages in women's boxing. You don't see a lot of, in the women's boxing fights that I've seen, particularly in the UK, where it's Katie Taylor, Jonas, these kind of fighters, your Terry Harpers, these kind of fighters, you know, hitting the canvas is the exception, not the norm. Toby Players knows the difference between 2s and 3s, because Toby Players actually fucking boxes. He says the final minute of each round often feels longer than the first 2 when you're in there. I couldn't have explained it any better than that, Toby Players. For anybody who's ever done a 2 and a 3, the difference is massive. And that last minute, when you're used to doing 2s, and you're in doing threes, and that last minute feels like a fucking eternity. Now, if this fight was 3-minute rounds, I'd be picking Amanda Serrano to win this fight by stoppage. Simple as that. If this fight was 12 times 3, I'd be picking Amanda Serrano to win this. I'd be putting my mortgage, not that I have one, but if I had a mortgage, if this was 12 threes, I'd be putting my mortgage on Amanda Serrano to win this fight by stoppage. If it was 12 threes. 2-minute rounds. Different sport. Different sport. 2-minute rounds suits Katie Taylor down to the ground. Yeah, I agree, Gary Harrison. 3-minute round, Pearsoon would have stopped Taylor. I actually believe that. I believe if Pearsoon and Taylor did 12 threes, Pearsoon would have got her out of there both times. Pearsoon would have got her out of there both times. What you're going to see tonight is that Amanda Serrano has power, yeah? But I'm not convinced about her footwork. I'm not convinced her feet are fast enough, yeah, to get to Katie Taylor. She's going to have to work really hard. You know what Katie Taylor does to these fighters? She does the same thing over and over again in these type of fights. Anytime these fighters try and bully Katie Taylor and put pressure on, she's going to throw that check left hook and spin off. That's going to be the shot that you see over and over again tonight against Serrano, in my opinion. That's my shot to watch out for. Ultra's shot to watch for. You're going to see, yeah, that lead left hook from Katie Taylor over and over again. She's going to throw that lead left hook and spin. She does that in every fight. Anytime anybody tries to put pressure on Katie Taylor, that's her go-to punch every single time. On the back foot, check left hook, spins around, gets back to the center again, then comes in with a combination. I think that's the shot that she's going to land on Serrano tonight. For jokes, I reckon. That's my opinion. I think Serrano, I don't think she's got the foot speed to close Katie Taylor down. And with 2-minute rounds, like I said before, each round's going to be like a sprint round. Each round's going to be a sprint. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll go for your comments. I'm thinking, honestly, I'm actually going to go for Katie Taylor by wide decision. Wide decision. That's my prediction tonight. I could be wrong on that. If I'm wrong, you can come and have a laugh at me and that's why we're doing this. You know, it's been a while since I've done a legit prediction. I haven't done one since Kell Brook and Amir Khan. But from what I see tonight, I'm going to go wide decision for Katie Taylor. Wide decision. 2-minute rounds, different ball game. Katie Taylor's going to be throwing that check left hook and spinning off constantly. I think the quicker feet is going to be interesting. This is true. Shadow Projects Limited says Katie Taylor walks onto shots loads. Absolutely. I think she'll be getting knocked out. It's been coming. It has been coming. Because you know Katie Taylor, yeah? The thing about Taylor is, as we know, there's lots of head clashes. And again, head clashes is something that you've got to watch for tonight. So any time Katie Taylor fights, you have to watch out for head clashes. Because she leaps in from outside of distance to inside of distance. And she leaps in head first. And then fires off these 4, 5, 6 punch combinations. And she is, to be honest, open to getting timed in the middle of punching. And if she does that kind of thing against Serrano tonight, then she could get knocked out. Plain and simple. If she's going to do what she's been doing in recent fights and leaping from outside of distance with, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Serrano probably pick her up. I'm sick and tired of people ripping off the shit I say on this channel. I was probably the first channel to say, Katie Taylor fights like a female Amir Khan. I was one of the first channels to say that. All of a sudden, that shit starts appearing on other channels. I was one of the first channels to say that, That I was one of the first channels to also say that Katie Taylor has a very amateur style of boxing. Like her boxing it's very like amateurish point scoring boxing. It's not really like what we call pro style boxing. I said that, and I also said about her being the female Amir Khan, and I stand by that. But I think she's going to fight to a plan tonight. That's my opinion. I think she'll fight to a plan tonight. I think Serrano's going to do the work for her. She knows Serrano's a dangerous puncher. She's coming in tonight as the underdog. I think, is this the first ever fight of her pro career? She's coming in as the underdog. I don't think she's ever come in at any point in her pro career as the underdog. So, bit of pressure is going to be off her tonight. The bettors are expecting her to lose tonight. And I think, like I said before, she's not gonna give up the chin tonight like she normally does. Famous last words, do you know what I mean? But I don't think she's gonna give up the chin like she normally does. I think she's gonna fight on the back foot and just check hook and spin off. I don't know about Shaka and Valdez. I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick, I'll go Stevenson, but I haven't seen much of Valdez recently, so I don't know. But I think most sane people think that Shaka Stevenson's on another level. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. So it is what it is. Let's go through. So what are your predictions then? Let's get this out. Boxing Madness says, especially with Serrano being southpaw, their heads are going to come together. Let's have a look here. Draw. I don't think we're going to get a draw. Crazy D3 says, I hope Amanda wins because she's sexy. Oh, is she? Okay. Not to me, but we've all got different taste. You know, it is what it is. Not to me. I actually ran a poll at the minute. Who's better? Who would you, if you had to date, who would you date? Serrano or Taylor? Serrano's winning, as you can see there, 67% to 33. Me, I think Katie Taylor's the better looking of the two. I think Katie Taylor's actually very good looking. The problem is she's got a huge jawline. So the less said about that, the better, actually. You're going to get me in trouble at the minute, talking about women's boxing and things like that. You're going to get me in big trouble. But anyway, has anybody got any predictions? This is going to be a very, very quick show. I'm not really just... I just want to get that prediction out there. I've got a funny... I hate saying I've got a feeling, but I think we're going to hear some stories about a masterclass in this fight, you know. People have forgotten about Serrano's feet, you know what I mean? Her footwork isn't the fucking greatest, you know. Her footwork isn't the greatest, and I think Katie Taylor's it looks to me like she might have the quicker feet. She's gonna draw her in, and like I said, she's gonna throw that check left hook all day long. I reckon all day long. Let's have a look. Michaela Meyer was a model. Look, let me just say this quickly. Michaela Meyer was a model. So, if the truth be told, if we're really asking who is the best looking female in women's boxing, without being disrespectful, it's probably Michaela Meyer, because Michaela Meyer has that catwalk model look. She has a unique look. Like she has a cat. Like Michaela Meyer could have been a catwalk model, and I can't get a picture of Michaela Meyer now. But Michaela Meyer could have been a catwalk model. Like Michaela Meyer could have done like Calvin Klein adverts. Do you know what I mean? Calvin Klein model or Ralph Lauren model. Like Michaela Meyer is on a, you know, she is classically good looking. Classically good looking. Like, you know, when you see women that are like, I used to model, and you're like, yeah, but who did you model for? Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between being a catwalk model and modeling for fucking Next, or modeling for glamour model magazines, or modeling for, you know, what are those, Peacocks, or modeling for Primark. Who are you modeling for? To be fair to Michaela Meyer could be a catwalk model. She has that look and she has that physique. So I would agree with you. I think really it probably is Michaela Meyer. Anyway, look, it is what it is. No one cares about Liam Smith. No one cares about Liam Smith. We're talking about Taylor and fucking Michaela Meyer. No one cares about Liam Smith. Period. Point blank. I'm going to be here for another couple minutes. If anybody wants to get their predictions in, now's the time. Get your predictions in. That's the whole point of the show. Toby Players is going for Katie Taylor on points, regardless of whether she deserves it or not. I really do fancy Katie Taylor's when it's on points, to be honest. I really do. I really do. And I think from now on, yeah, women's boxing needs to be 3-minute rounds now. Simple as that. But that's a different conversation for a different day. But I really do. TMG says draw. Okay, I don't think so. Kazim Saeed says Eddie's bailed on the bet. Oh, what that fake 1 million bet between Eddie Hearn and Jake Paul. Oh my God. It's just painful, isn't it? It's painful. 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 Does anybody believe that crap? Does anybody really believe that these two are going to bet $1 million over Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano? I don't think Eddie Hearn has. He's got £1 million in the bank, but I don't think he has $1 million to squander on a bet like that. I don't think so. Boxing Madness is going Taylor split decision. Samuel Harrison, you staying up for it? Yeah, I am. I'm staying up for it. I think I'll watch it. It's a good fight. I'll probably watch it. Probably go live for it as well. Probably go live for it. You guys are asking me a whole bunch of stupid questions, which kind of tells me that the interest level in this fight isn't particularly that high right now. Isn't particularly that high. TMG says Serrano is going to win, but they're going to score it a draw. Could happen. Katie Taylor's had at least two dodgy decisions in her career, in my opinion, both against Delphine Pissoon. Lil King says Serrano is way too small to trouble Katie power-wise, in my opinion. Well, I'm not sure about that. If it was 3-minute rounds, I'm not. Listen, fucking Natasha Jonas is quite big though. She hurt Katie Taylor in that fight as well. I've seen Katie Taylor hurt in fights, man. Pissoon hurt her, but she's big for the weight. Jonas hurt her, but we know Jonas went on to go up like 2 weights and win a world title. So, and stop the girl as well. Jonas went up like 2 weights and stopped that chick as well. Don't ask me about DAZN. I don't give a shit about DAZN. I couldn't give 2 fucks about DAZN. I know I'm trying to talk about a topic. People always trying to take me off topic. So I think that's it then. I think everybody's got their predictions in then. Nobody's got any more predictions in. Davis and Dave says, honestly, Ultra, my interest level is 0, but we'll stay up and listen to the stream. I'm interested in a fight. You know, if Eddie Hearn gets Katie Taylor and Dillian White knocked out within a week, that would be funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's terrible, isn't it? But it would be funny if Eddie Hearn got Katie Taylor and Dillian White knocked out within a week. Jeez, that would be painful. But I don't think that's gonna happen in this case. It is what it is. Okay, right. You guys are talking about Tommy Robertson. So now we're ending the show. Peace out.